Hey guys, Shadow Leopard here. This is the third time I'm trying to make this video. People keep calling, interfering, and it shuts off my recording. So, sorry if I'm looking a little drained. I just made my war oil, about a half hour ago now. I learned from how to make war oil from the Lady Grave Dancer. I watched hers, and so it kind of inspired me to make my own. But the video I'm trying to make today is about knowing your limits, knowing when you're most powerful, knowing when to do or not to do a spell, or ritual work, or a cleansing, or whatever that you need to do. Personally, I feel most powerful whenever I feel the need to do the spell, or the ritual work, or the banishing, or whatever it is that I need to do. My body just tells me, okay, now's the time. So, now's the time. There's some witches out there who are most powerful at night. Some witches who are most powerful during the morning. Middle of the day for some. It's just up to you. That's your witching hour. You know when your witching hour is. It's like the universe is telling you it's now. But knowing your limits is also about, knowing when to stop. So many people want to do spell work, and they, time is limited. We have lives, we're working jobs, we're doing this, we have families. So we try to cram it all in into one day. You're not going to be able to do it. That energy it takes for one spell is a lot, and it can be taxing. Could you imagine doing 3, 4, 5 in one single day? You could burn yourself out, and there are cases where you could end up going to the hospital because you've used up too much energy. And that kind of leads me into my next point of how we want witchy tubers to make us videos about them doing spells, about them showing us how to do spells. Well, that's taxing on witchy tubers in two ways, especially for the really popular ones. One, the first way is doing the spell work. Like, could you imagine if they tried to make like 5 videos in one day so that they could have them up all week long? About just different types of spells, and that they do. They would be drained. That's the first way. It's physically draining on them. And then another way, or spiritually draining on them. And then another way is editing the videos, making sure that they are good to go, ready for production. That can also be very draining. Some of us, like me, I'm not a very big witchy tuber. I don't have many followers and whatnot, or subscribers, but that doesn't mean that, it's not draining. It can be very draining to figure out times to do videos, to make videos, and to come up with topics and that. Yeah, people in the comment section below on a lot of people's videos are like, oh, I want to see a prosperity spell and money. Okay. The person below that then puts, well, I want to see a protection spell. I want to see a healing spell. I want to see... So imagine if a witchy tuber took all those comments and tried to make videos on every single one of them to answer, to appease their audiences. That's going to be taxing on them. And if you're a witch, just know your limits, please. I've seen it a lot with friends of mine, in that where they've tried to do things, I don't want to say too advanced, because really we're all learning and nothing is truly too advanced for somebody, in my opinion. But if they try to do something and they don't have the energy for it, that can be, it can be dangerous. It really can be dangerous. The other night I was making a spell ball that I turned into an amulet for my spirited doll, Max. I just posted a video about him the other day. I just did a spell ball for him, and I'm not kidding you. When I was doing the work and putting my intentions in it, adding the herbs, adding the crystal to it, and I made it out of beeswax, so I had to warm up and was molding the beeswax with my intention. When I was done, my fiance was sitting on my bed, playing his game, and when I was done, I stood up. And after I did all that, I stood up and my stomach started burning. I felt really dizzy, and I got really weak all of a sudden. Now it was like 12 o'clock at night. It was midnight, which normally isn't a problem for me because I work overnights, but I was very tired. I'd been up all day, I'd been doing stuff all day. Well, the problem there was I didn't listen to the warnings. I felt that I needed to do the spell then, but I didn't listen to my body, and I didn't take the precautionary measures to make sure I had enough energy. I didn't drink tea to give me energy. I didn't do the things that I should have done, and it drained me. The spell, a simple spell like that, which shouldn't have drained me that much, drained me. I was like ready for bed at that point. I'm tired, and I stayed up because I wanted to hang out with my fiance for a while, but I was just physically tired and ready to be done. So just know your limits. Like normally I can cast, like I made my oil today, and I'm going to be doing a spell when I gain a little bit more energy. Because it's still morning right now. It's like 10 o'clock, 10:30. So around noon, I should be good to go. Make myself some tea and all that, but just please know your limits. Because I'd hate for somebody to think that, oh, spellcrafting is fun, and, you know, oh, so all my friends want me to do these spells for them. Well, I can fit that in today. I've got the time, and then they're so drained, their spells fail. Not having enough energy can make your spell fail as well. It goes the same way with reading divination, especially for other people. When you're reading your tarot cards, if you read tarot, when you're reading oracle, rune stones, tea leaf readings, palmistry, all that can be taxing too, because you don't realize. But when you're reading tarot and that you're communicating with that person's spirit guides through the cards, and it's kind of telling you what's to come, what's happening. They're kind of being that, you're being that medium for them to communicate. At least that's how I view it. But you're using up a lot of energy, especially, even more so if you're a intuitive reader. When you're reading intuitively, which means you're just looking at the cards and saying what comes to mind. So there's a lot that goes into, you know, knowing your limits. There's some witches who can cast spells all day long, all week long, and be perfectly fine. They've got more energy. Having more energy means that, and I'm not talking about just like waking up in the morning, drinking your cup of coffee type of energy. I'm talking about your metaphysical energy, your aura, mana, chakra, life force, in essence. And it can come down to the type of witch that you are. Like, some witches are more powerful in nature. So when they do a spell within their home, they're going to be drained a little bit more quicker because they're not in their natural habitat. Whereas, say, somebody who only does spells in their home and they don't do it outside of their working space, if they try to do a spell in, say, the forest, probably going to be a little bit different type of energy there, because then they're going to have to, if they cast circle, they're going to have to cast their circle, whereas if they were in their home, their circle is probably already made at their working altar, but it just boils down to the type of witch that you are. Me personally, I don't feel like I need to cast a circle. I generally don't cast a circle when I do a spell, but that's just how I am and what I feel is necessary. Now, I have cast circles before, and for certain spell work, I will cast a circle. But I don't feel like I need to for every spell that I do. Especially if I'm doing it at my altar or in my home. I don't feel like I need to cast a circle because I feel like the circle's already been made here. But, you know, it's whatever you feel is right for you. You know what you need to do for yourself. For when you feel most powerful, you know? Just please know your limits. I'd hate for somebody to do a spell that they've seen on somebody's channel, or they've created themselves, and, you know, it's too draining for them. You know, they put too much energy into it, because that can be a bad thing too. When you're not listening to yourself and listening to your intuition, and, you know, you do more because you feel, or you think, because thinking and feeling are two different things. You think you need more energy into it, when your body's like, no, that's enough. When your spirit is telling you, no, you're good there, you don't need to do anymore, and you put more into it, you're not listening to your limits. Limits are made for a reason. We have to have our limits. Otherwise, you know, if we didn't know our limits, I'm guaranteeing you we're all going to be a lot more tired and a lot more, I don't even know what word I would use to say other than drained. So please know your limits. Please be thankful for the witchy tubers that you watch, because they put a lot of time and energy into creating videos, and most of them create good quality videos. They put in that extra effort to appease their audience. So please just show them respect. If they don't get to a video that you requested, don't be mean or badgering about it. Just, you know, understand that it takes time. Maybe more people requested a different type of video, and sometimes there's just simply not time, and they don't have the energy. So just be respectful, love one another. Stay positive. Just stay positive. Keep being you. You wonderful witches, you. And many blessings. You guys have a great day. I am going to go start the prep work for this other spell that I have to do. I will tell you guys about it later on. But I need to focus on that. So you guys have a great day, and I will talk at y'all later. Great day or night, depending on when you watch this video. Bye, guys.